Hello and welcome to India Career Center, the one stop podcast for students, professionals, parents, and guardians. In every episode, we will try to deal with a current topic that needs expert advice related to career guidance, and career mentoring. Please welcome your host, Dr. S.P. Mishra, to the show. And happy listening.
Hello and welcome to another episode on India Career Center. Few days back, I wrote an article on LinkedIn, and the idea was about the ability to pivot. And I feel that in the 21st century, the ability to pivot may be one of the key skills for our youngsters to understand, especially because things are changing so rapidly in the world of work all the time. We often hear the term growth mindset and adaptability, but I believe pivoting is something much deeper. It is the ability to consciously evolve one's direction, identity, skills, and thinking as world around us keeps changing. That thought stayed with me. And then I realized that many of my accomplished connects on the LinkedIn and otherwise have actually gone through this in their own professional careers. And I reached out to some of them, and Dr. Damodar Sahu is amongst the very early ones who actually responded back saying that he would be glad to have a conversation around this topic. And here we are to start a new series of conversation in which we want to understand the real stories of people who have gone through this cycle and they have done it in themselves in their professional career. So, Dr. Sahu, welcome once again on India Career Center, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Dr. Mishra. Always pleasure to be with you in your India Career Center podcast also. Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
So, Dr. Sahu, before we move into the topic, I know that in the recent times you have actually changed once again your professional your role. So, tell us briefly about that before we jump into the topic.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I'm Damodar Sahu. I'm based in Detroit area, Troy City in Michigan, US. It's a growing company. So that authentication, digital authentication, trust infrastructure we are building. So thank you.
Fantastic. You know, I mean, that subject is very new for me as well. So, I'd love to have a deeper conversation on that subject separately. But meanwhile, let's pivot back to our main subject and talk about our current topic. So, Dr. Sahu, looking back at your professional journey, what are some of the biggest pivots you have made in your career? I know you have had a number of changes in your professional journey. So, very interesting. We had the opportunity to host you earlier, so I know a bit about you. But then, please tell to our new viewers and listeners who are watching you the first time on this conversation.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, great question, Dr. Mishra. So one of the biggest pivots in my journey was moving from being deeply technology focused to becoming more people, ecosystem, and purpose focused. So early in my career, success meant delivering project, building systems, solving technical problems. Over time, I realized that long-term impact comes from building relationship, trust, partnership, or partner ecosystem, rather, I should say, and platforms that help others grow. It is not about me growing. No, it is about how we all are growing together. So another major pivot was shifting from traditional enterprise IT conversations to future focus areas like I talk about digital trust infrastructure, AI, cybersecurity, privacy, defect protection, and responsible innovation. So whatever we do, the center should be how responsible we are. That transition required not only learning new technologies, but also understanding human behavior, ethics, policy, and business transformation. Personally, one of the most meaningful pivots has been integrating professional success with social responsibility. Let's say through my family's initiative called Mulia Smarak, a personal social responsibility. I call it PSR. And the philosophy of rise by lifting others. That changed how I define success itself.
Sir, looking back your educational background, so you did your diploma school and then
Yes.
moved on. So, can you take us from there? Because it's very important for youngsters to understand your professional career base, and from there, how you have transitioned into different professional paths. So, can you start from there?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think some of you may be knowing I'm from Odisha, again, southern part of the Odisha, Ganjam district, a small town called Belagunta. I did my 10th matriculation in Board of Secondary Education, Odisha, 1990. Then, though I was state rank and district champion, but I got into UCP Engineering School. It's a government engineering school in Barampur. After that, I tried government job, got selected in Air Force, Airman Technical, but somehow I landed in corporate. And but for my future education, all happen on installments. I call it. I studied in a kisti, right? मेरा पढ़ाई जो हुआ था किस्ती में हुआ था. What does it mean? Because of my family background, poverty, struggle, I thought, okay, let me get into a job quickly, settle down my parents' family so that they should not struggle more. And then I climb on the corporate ladder. Then in between, I studied. I did my lateral degree. Then I did my MBA. I did MCA as well. Then I did my PhD as well. I did 2 executive program, all sponsored by my earlier employer, Bipro. One is in Calcutta. Then the moment I moved to US also, I went to Harvard University. So they are all sponsored program. So why I mean to say is that you have an intent to learn. If you have an intent to grow, nobody is going to stop. But that intent, that interest, that internal motivation, the self motivation should come from you. So that is how I did it. And it was not planned, but I always went with the flow with a very positive spirit. So that's why, though my full-time education was still diploma engineering in electronics and communication, and rest I studied while working in corporate.
No, that's a very important background to understand for our youngsters. Coming back, you said you did the education in Kisti as you walked along with it and you managed and you kept your interest for learning. So that's very important. Did you consciously plan these transitions or did opportunities and circumstances shape them over time? I mean, these you said the opportunity to, for example, take up a executive program in IIM Calcutta or Harvard was actually given through your previous employer. But what about the previous education, like your lateral degree or the MCA and other programs?
Absolutely. So I'll answer this question, what you asked for the right. I would always say it's a combination of intention as openness, but let me answer your question. So let's say I'm fortunate to work many places in India before moving to US. I work in Bombay, then moved to Bhubaneswar, my native capital, state capital, then moved to Hyderabad, then moved to Delhi and NCR region, joined Wipro, relocated to Bangalore. And when I was in Bangalore Wipro, I got a global chance to move around the globe, right? Germany, Europe, UK, South Korea. I mean, you tell me, I mean, places, Singapore, US was a frequent traveler, right? So, and during that stage, let's say in Hyderabad or Delhi, when I was in Delhi, I used to go Amit University evening class for my PGDBM in Amit University, right? So I did it. It's a 2 years program, right? And you are during daytime you are working and evening you are going for classes and weekend classes, right? And when I joined back, Wipro was my first IT company, but that needed me to be a little bit, learn about the computer IT. So I did MCA part time, and I could able to complete within 2 years. And so I did PGDBM, then I did MCA, all distance learning. So yeah, similarly, I got a no objection from Wipro. Then I enrolled myself in again PhD program. So I did it. I moved to US. Anyway, coming to US, moving to US is a different story, and altogether we can cover next time. But let me answer you. I said that it was a combination of my intention as openness. I did not have a perfectly written roadmap for every transition. Let's say if you see my career journey from Coros India to Bajaj Electricals back to Coros India Limited, again moved to Hyderabad, then joined Axel Frontline. It was part of British Telecom Group company earlier. Moved to Delhi. I never worked in Delhi. Then Delhi, I moved back Tintex, Bharti Teletech. Again came back to Axel Group and then again joined Wipro, related to Bangalore. And Wipro was my largest stint in any corporate, close to 12 years. So many opportunities emerge because I stay curious. I was open to take new challenges. I was always mobile, not fixed. Hey, I have already fixed, have my home, family, everything in, let's say, for an example, Bhubaneswar. No, if I could have stayed there, I could not have landed here in US. I could not have gone to Bangalore. I could not have talked to you, Dr. Misra, right? So many opportunities emerge because I stayed always curious, built genuine relationship, and remain willing to learn beyond my comfort zone. For an example, Koros was my comfort zone. I worked Koros 5 years, got married in Bhubaneswar, moved to Bajaj Electricals Limited, part of Bajaj Group. Then again came back to Koros and got a bigger opportunity to lead entire Andhra Pradesh and part of Karnataka. So moved to Hyderabad in the same company. So I left my comfort zone of Bhubaneswar and moved to a bigger city and bigger responsibility, right? So sometimes life gives you signal before it gives you certainty. What does it mean? And the important thing is to recognize those signals and respond with courage instead of fear. For an example, in sales or business development, we always say a buyer's intent or a signal. A customer will always say whether he is actually interested to buy your product or not. So that signal, we all individual has to have a sense to sense, right? So I have learned that careers today are less like leaders or more like evolving journey, right? If your values are strong and your direction eventually becomes clear, even if the exact path is not clear. So what does it mean? If your intent is clear and you are a willingness to learn and you want to jump out of your comfort zone to take a risk, I think that you all have to do. And in one line, if I put it, careers today are not ladders anymore. They are evolving journeys. So what does it mean? It doesn't mean that it's a pyramid we always call, right? So it is, but it is not. So what does it mean? If you say like government, you are a clerk, senior clerk, officer, senior officer, right? Same thing. Let's say you have, now the public service commissions results are out. People will become, let's say, OS officer, right? And slowly become a class one, right? So this is called ladders. So I say in professional, in corporates, careers today are not ladders anymore. I can join a junior clerk. I can go back to senior based on my intent, capability, eager to learn. And most of the time we need to unlearn and learn new things, right? So they are evolving journeys, I can say this much.
Fantastic. I think one thing, I mean, in simple way, if I can summarize this segment, is that you are very comfortable with the ambiguity of the future, and that is what made your journey so comfortable.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Absolutely. And stay optimistic always. Exactly, you said, Dr. Misra. I mean, what will happen? For an example, let's say these days, what happened? I'm talking to these days to a lot of youngsters, career professionals. They are worried too much. I ask them, why are you worried too much? We are born as a human. We are the intelligent creature created by God, right? So we are already there in this wonderful world. So why are you worrying too much? Don't worry too much. Just go with the flow. Give your best. Do good. Be good. Don't worry about the third good. The third good will definitely come to you. It may come today, tomorrow, or maybe after few days or few years. So don't worry too much. If you worry too much, do you feel you are going to die? No. Nobody is dying today because of poverty, hunger, right? We used to hear when I was young, right? Because that has calamities and that is no more. I mean, we saw a COVID recently, but that comes every decade, right? Or maybe after a few decades. So no need to worry too much. If you worrying too much, that means you are dying that day. So
Fantastic. So in today's world, how important is the ability to pivot for a long-term professional relevance? Because that's a central idea of our conversation. And what has been your experience, and how do you see this
absolutely
particular aspect?
great question. So pivoting is no longer optional. It is essential for long-term relevance. So technology, industry, and business models are changing faster than ever before. The professionals who will thrive are not necessarily those professionals who know everything today. It doesn't mean that I should know everything. I should answer everything. Let's say you are doing a podcast. Let's say you will ask a difficult question. It doesn't mean that I know, right? So I can say, hey, yes, this way I see the life, or this way I see the job, or this way I think this problem can be solved. I may not have a direct answer, but those who continuously learn, adapt, and create value in changing environment. For an example, I will give the real example. I have been talking to people almost on daily basis these days, the application tracking system. the interview system. So for an example, mostly in our days, what happened? We will give an application, we go prepared, and then we will give all the answers. This is not necessary. People or interviewer, they want to see how knowledgeable you are. They are not interested to see how knowledgeable you are. They are interested to see how quickly they should feel that you are adapting to unlearn and learn, and you are your eagerness to learn more, and how we can add value to the organization. For an example, in a startup scenario, people will always see how innovative you think to a problem. It doesn't mean that you have an answer right now. No. But if they can get a sense that you have an interest to work in the startup environment, or a corporate environment, or a government environment, or maybe a not-for-profit environment, and that only they see. They don't look at your degree. They don't look at your PhD, how many degree no, it doesn't matter these days. Degree may help to start your career, but adaptability helps you sustain it. So the future belongs to the people who can connect disciplines, collaborate across ecosystem, and remain emotionally resilient during changes. Changes will come. And every 10 years, we see some changes. We have seen this 2001, 2008, right? And we are seeing now because of the AI, that is inevitable. Nobody can change it. That changes, transformation. We have seen Y2K, right? I mean, now in our time. We have seen this internet era. We have seen the telecom revolution. Now, then we talk about the Industry 4. Then the digital transformation. Now is the AI era. So these changes will come every 10 years or 9 years, 12 years, right? So we can't change it. But how we can connect disciplines to collaborate across ecosystem? I always say, don't compete with each other. You collaborate each other, complement each other. Let's say we both may be in the same profession, but it doesn't mean that we should compete each other. How we both can collaborate and complement each other so that we can grow together.
Absolutely.
So that is what I want to say.
Yeah, I know. In fact, the cycles of change, in fact, is actually becoming more frequent in the current times.
Yeah.
And the cycles of innovation are becoming shorter and shorter as we see in every decade. From the earlier times to now, the innovation cycles are becoming shorter, which means that the ability to adapt, the ability to learn, unlearn, and learn again new things is far more important in today's time. Now, moving on, what mindset shifts are necessary for professionals who may feel stuck in one career identity? I know this probably may not be a fact, maybe 10 years down the line, but let's say in the current scenario, if there are some professionals who are watching us.
Considering the current scenario, and I have been talking to people almost on daily basis, the fast mindset shift is moving from I am imagination to I am a lifelong learner. The moment I will shift me, Damodar Sahu, to I can say I am a student for life, it changes the entire scenario. So many people get trapped because they attach their identity to a single title, to a single industry, or a single expertise. But industries evolve, roles evolve, even technologies become obsolete. We see that, right? Whatever I learned 20 years ago, it is no more valuable. It's no more existing in this world. The second shift, that reinvention is not a failure. Sometimes growth requires releasing an old version of yourself. It happens. Sometimes you have to, let's say, corporate to startup, or let's say startup to you want to get into a not-for-profit. Industries are different. How we can transitioning yourself to a different environment, that matters. And finally, professionals must stop asking, what job do I deserve? They shouldn't ask, I am here for interview. They should rather start asking, what value can I continuously create for this organization? I am joined today as an engineer, but I should add value as a senior engineer. The moment I will start adding value as a senior engineer, then I will be promoted. It's not after 2 years or 3 years. That question changes everything. So if I put it in one sentence, the future belongs to lifelong learners, not lifelong job titles.
Lifelong job seekers, I would say also.
Yes, you are right. So the future belongs to lifelong learners, not lifelong job seekers. Well said.
Fantastic. Okay. You have had so many changes in your professional career. So, was there a phase in your career where you had to unlearn old ways of thinking before moving into a new role or a domain? You've seen so many different types of industries. So it's really fascinating. I think we should actually spend little more time on this particular segment.
Sure, sure. No, no, absolutely. Rightly you said. So I can give you a couple of examples. So one important unlearning was realizing that leadership is not about having all the answers, I told earlier. So earlier in my career, I believe expertise alone creates influence. But over the time, I learned that empathy, listening, collaboration, enabling others are equally important. I'll give one example. So let's say I join Coros India Limited. It's a very old company. I think 19 pre-independence, right? It's a Tirani Group company. Coros is known for office stationery, pen, pencil, carbon paper those days,
Carbon
right?
paper, I think
Yeah,
carbon
yeah, yeah.
paper.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Erase, right? And but I joined in their computer systems division. That is a banking and office automation product division. So I was fortunate to install some of the early stage ATM machines in Odisha, India as well, in Hyderabad, and currency counting machine, checkbook dispenser, checkbook check truncation solutions, what do you call Finacle, Infosys, right? I mean, very fascinating. And my time during Chorus as an engineer, senior engineer, then I become a branch maintenance in charge, combination of tech commercial activity, business. When I get that relationship actually started from my day one of joining Chorus, right? Because I was always going to banks. Let's say, for an example, I will give example during my early days in Bombay. I used to go to Nariman Point, Bank of India. I think Bank of India was the clearing house for Bombay, right? And let's say that I moved to Bhubaneswar, being from Odisha. My first installation of a currency counting machine is in Union Bank of India in Berhampur, Big Bazaar. Big Bazaar. People will come, what do you call, bori of cash, and they will count it in my machine, and they will always say, "Hey, Damo, he's the currency counting machine engineer from Koros, that company is in Bombay, but Saubabu is from Ganjam district, Belagunta." That experience, the thing, if I talk, I will keep talking. So just to answer you, then Koros, then I went to Bajaj Electricals, totally different industry. I was only early career, right? I mean, 5 years into Koros, then I got opportunity to join Bajaj Electricals Limited in Bhubaneswar as a Odisha state service head. Combination of logistics, customer care, supply chain, and product is totally different. And Bajaj electrical products are basically for lighting, appliances, consumer electronics product, as we know that, right? So went to Bombay, Bajaj House, right? And I was actually moving around the railway station. My Coros India Vice President Customer Service, Mr. V.W. Mane, Vikram Mane, he saw me. "Hey, Damodar, what are you doing in Bombay? You moved to Bhubaneswar, and why did you leave Coros?" No, I will not allow you to. Can you come back to my headquarters tomorrow? That actually told me, okay, I'll go and talk to a senior guy. Then, "Hey, why did you leave?" Then I just only told him, because I worked there 5 years. I thought I should grow more and I should take more responsibility. Then why didn't you tell me? He told me. Then there is offer. He immediately told, "You are immediately promoted to a branch service head and move back to Hyderabad, and this is the compensation." Compensation from Bhubaneswar to Hyderabad should be different. So that is how the relationship, the performance you did one company, even though you left that company, joined somewhere, but again, they welcome me with a higher compensation, higher grade, higher responsibility, and bigger city. And by the time my marriage was over, so I happily moved to Hyderabad. So why I'm saying the transition, it doesn't mean that I demanded. It came to me, and quickly I had to take a call. So similarly, many things happens in Axel. 3 times I can talk about little later. Axel Frontline. Axel, I got an offer from Axel Ekim Frontline, a part of Ekim Computer, you guys know. Then join Axel Frontline, left, join HCL Infosystems. That experience is no more, because I was there for 3-4 days. Again, Axel, senior leadership, they were behind me. "No, you come back. Take more responsibility." I become a zonal service manager in Delhi, handling north and western part of the India, right? Then again left, again joined Bharti. After Bharti, part of Bharti group, again I came back to Axel group. So 3 times. So a lot of instance happens because I was able to connect, like, relationship with all the senior leaders, and whatever way I could do, I have performed best. and left. Again, I was re-welcome back to those industry. So I also had to unlearn like office automation, banking automation to appliances to again IT or ITA service, BPO, aftermarket, supply chain, logistics, right? So these are all changes, right? I need to unlearn the belief that stability equals safely. And in today's world, sometimes staying too comfortable is actually the biggest risk, Dr. Mishra. Lot of people, they are always saying, I'm in this comfort zone. You see, if I'm comfort zone, I'm actually squeezing myself. If you look at me, my impression, I'm in my comfort zone. No, I will not move out of my this, what is called 10 to 10 square feet office. My friends, if you don't move out of the 10 by 10 square feet office, home, whatever you call it, then where you will learn? You can't learn everything on your system. If you are always on your system, your eyesight will be in trouble, right? So staying too comfortable is actually the biggest risk rate. So growth often begins when we become comfortable with uncertainty. For an example, I have given Bombay, Mumbai to Bhubaneswar, and Bhubaneswar to Hyderabad. Bhubaneswar, Hyderabad, those days where it was undivided Andhra, Chandrababu Naidu was the chief minister. I'm talking about the 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was there, right? I mean, anyway, Chandrababu left, then YSR came into power. Then I moved to Delhi. Again, Delhi, I will tell you the uncertainty. When I moved to Delhi, it was December. Hyderabad, summer to Delhi, December. I mean, the climate change, right? Suddenly different. But I was there for 6.5 years in Delhi area, Delhi and NCR area. Another thing is that when I got a call from Wipro Technologies, so Wipro Infotech, Wipro Technologies, there were two different setup earlier together. So Wipro Infotech is mostly India and Middle East business, but the call I got it from Wipro Technologies. So I was not able to believe. I asked the recruiter, hey, are you really calling from Wipro Technologies? Because my profile doesn't match to Wipro Technologies. My profile is very much matching to Wipro Infotech. Because I was in Axel, Bharti, more or less IT, ITS business, BPO business, right? No, they said it's a Wipro Technologies, it's a global arm of Wipro, and they look at you to come and set up a aftermarket service transformation, IoT Industry 4.0 practice. It's a new practice you have to set up from scratch. And that too, you have to take funding from Wipro's then Chief Strategy Officer, Rishabh Premji, and right? So this is unique. I was a comfort zone in Delhi. In fact, I had my home, right? But no, I said, no, let's move. It's a great opportunity. I moved to Bangalore with family. And Delhi to Bangalore, again, different climate. Then I was there for 6 years. Then my manager told, hey, you are doing well. You are not required in India. You move out of India. Either you go to Germany, because I was part of Industry 4.0, connected cars. And then I was part of CTO team in blockchain, fintech in Wipro. Then that manager told me, you go to Singapore or you go to US, Dallas, wherever you want to go, but you go out of India because we don't need you in India. What does it mean? They told me that I'm really doing well, and so why I should be here in India? Let's go to the global market. So that's why I landed in California, Silicon Valley.
So a few things which comes to my mind, apart from your basic knowledge about electronics, which is your base knowledge actually, the biggest skill which you have actually created over the years is of course the people skill. Your domain knowledge is obviously there all the time. The people skill in terms of engaging with stakeholders across all the parts within and outside the organization, and also your ability to constantly give back more than your designation always wanted you to provide for. And that's how I think people actually started recognizing you in every role and pushed you higher and higher voluntarily without you actually seeking for it. Have I understood this correctly?
Yes, absolutely, you're right. Even also sometimes I also realize how people can actually realize my potential, even though I never go to them or I never ask for them, right? And it's all everything happened. So I always see, Dr. Mishra, maybe I will become a little spiritual. I always have a belief that you be good. What does it mean? You build your own character, behavior, discipline, whatever the good we talk about, right? All good, good, good. And once you become a good person, then definitely you will do good. So be good, do good. And if we do the two things in our life, every phase of life, maybe a parents, teacher, kids, student, professionals, right? Be good, do good. I'm sure the third good, there is, we call it, right? Supreme power, Almighty, God, right? So definitely somebody is watching us. So it will definitely return back to you. It may take time, it may come immediately, but definitely it will come. That I have very strong belief.
No, that's very important. I think there are some things which we don't know, and it is beyond human comprehension to understand those. And unless you have the internal belief for it, it's difficult to follow. But then, I mean, looking at your life, I think a lot of youngsters can actually take a lot of learning from this conversation about your own.
Absolutely. Yeah. One example, after I passed out of engineering school, which is government engineering school in Barampur, electronics and telecommunication, and I was 1990 metric batch of gun topper 1 and state rank 16, but I could not go to intermediate, then IIT or joint entrance, right? NIT, REC those days. So there is a place near to my town called Bhanjanagar. It's a subdivision. That time, 93 or 94, I think there was a engineering college. I think National College of Engineering and Technology, and it was founded by one of my, senior leader. Then he told me, Namo, as you are preparing for your competitive exam, why don't you come? It's only 7 kilometers from Belagunta to Bhanjanagar. I have a hostel. You come and study to the BTech people. Completed diploma 1993, but I give lecture, or I used to teach the engineering graduate student, first year, second year, first year, we get started. And he told me, nothing to worry. You look looks like a junior lecturer. People will not ask you what is your qualification. If they ask you, don't say. You say that you did engineering. But what matters is that how you are connecting, teaching them. Exactly, I did for 6-7 months. I used to get, I think those days, 3,000, 3,500 plus hostel, food, everything is free. And near to the Bhanjanagar Reservoir, we call it, right? Next to the KSUV college. It was great life. So you see, I did diploma, no experience, but I used to teach to 8th, 9th, 10th standard students when I was in Berhampur during my diploma, because I need money that time. But I taught these BTech people. These people are still with me on my social media, LinkedIn and Facebook and all. So always they call, sir, we really, those days are little wonderful. And I was hardly how many, 19, 20 years old boy that time. Then second, when I moved to Mumbai for my corporate again, Chorus India Limited, I recently told that the interview letter in 95, 96, is to come on postal, no courier, nothing, no email, no WhatsApp or phone, right? So it came to my place where I was living, and the interview date is over by the time I got the interview letter, call letter, right? Then what I thought, for a second I felt sorry, but immediately I turn it on. There is a number. Let me go to public booth and dial that number. Somebody definitely call. So then I dialed the number. It went to the Chorus India Computer System Division's EPBX receptionist, right? I think Mega is still there. So she took my phone and I told Damodar Sahu, I got a letter. My interview was last week. I got it today. And can I speak to Muralidhar Buttada? Because he's the customer support manager, sign on that letter that I have to go report to him in interview. Then she transferred the line to Muralidhar, and I told, sir, I'm so, Damodar, you call, no worry. I think you are calling means I'm so impressed that you call me, even though the interview date is over. That is the attitude we need. You got my point? So this is, I look at very positively, even though my first job, first interview in Bombay, good company, and though date is already over, I thought, let me give a call. That happened. And that next day, they welcomed me. They gave me all breakfast. You see, this guy came, and even though his interview date is over, so that is the mindset we all have to change. Very broad. Think positive, even in a negative environment, right? So that is what I did. And there are many examples I can share later.
No, in fact, I was about to ask you this question. Have there been failures and setback that eventually became a turning point in your journey? And you, in fact, actually answered this before I asked this question. But then, are there any other instance where you actually, turned a failure into a opportunity?
Yeah, in Chorus India, when I moved to Hyderabad and took up a P&L owner, profit and loss owner, right? That means I was the P&L owner of the service business of Chorus India Limited. I don't know, it can 6-7 crore or something like that, those days, 2002, 3, 4. And we are not able to achieve those targets continuously for a couple of years. When I given a task, management told, you are new, but I am sure you will take things under control. And I will tell you, I was there only for 3.5 years in Hyderabad and Koros that time, 3 times in a row. And my branch used to come under metro. That means what? Delhi, Bombay, Kolkata, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Bangalore. 6 branches. They're all top performing branches. And I was number one, number two, all the 3 years I remember. I used to get the best service branch award, Koros nationally. So that again, a non-Telugu speaking guy going to talk to Andhra Bank, State Bank of Hyderabad. I'm just giving an example, Bank of India. Andhra Pradesh Cooperative Bank, lot of banks, right? And now these days all banks are merged. So SBS is not there. I don't think Andhra Bank is also there. But yeah, those days we used to do business. And also the postal automation machine, right? Postal franking machine. Then checkbook dispenser, that clearing. Now it is easy to submit your check and your creditor on the same day, but those days it to take second day. So the check clearing solutions are from Koros and other companies, right? And yeah, so very lovely moment. And this is one example. The second example, when I joined Axel Frontline Limited, I moved to again Delhi. Again, Delhi was a different region, part of North. As you know, how people, culture, food, everything changes. You know, if you are moving from South to North, we all know that, right? Language is different, little harsh, right? South people a little sober, right? It all we all know that. No need to explain here. But there again, then climate challenge, then understanding people in Delhi culture, right? And people will give a lot of excuse, right? So slowly, I capture, and I remember, I think I was the best regional service manager in Delhi, Axel. And because of that, I got connected to Axel chairman, N.R. Panikar. Panikar sir, namaskar. Yeah, he still in touch with me. He always call me Sahu, not by Damodar. Always say, Sahu, 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 you are good. And he's the guy, third time he told me, Sahu, you should come back to Axel Group again. So I joined Mipro. So yeah, these are many examples, Dr. Mishra, I can give.
Fantastic. So you have been obviously dealing with a lot of young people now because you are working on the new technology era, the data safeguard, and now
Yeah.
with your new organization, you're dealing with a lot of youngsters. So in your experience, are younger professionals today more open to pivoting than previous generation? What is your
Yes.
experience?
Absolutely, I agree. They are more, they have more adaptability, flexible. But I will say, I actually, rather than they learn from me, I learn from them because they come with a different kind of mindset, growth, knowledgeable. The Gen Z people, I mean, but yeah, they are learning from us because of our traditional thing, culture, right, discipline. But yeah, working with them, you have to. You see, working with youngsters, if you feel you are a child or young professional, then only you can learn. So the way I connect, for an example, I was given an example yesterday. Every day I'm 51 years old, 75 born. I still play volleyball with here in Troy with my younger daughter's classmates. They are all middle school, high school people. And we same rhythm. And they give me that respect. Oh, uncle, I mean, I'm uncle. I'm very famous in the high school group, including Insta. I know, and sometimes if you follow me on Insta, I sometimes dance in my home or any gathering, I post it. And that really make them feel good. Wow. Damasar or Damangal is really dancing. Your dance moves are really good and you are so flexible. You are so mixing with any kind of generation. So what does it mean? I'm not mixing with them to only mix with them. I learn from them. I collaborate with them. And I'm creating also a partnership with them, either younger generation or older generation, right? If I go to, let's say, Odisha Society of America, I will find many senior people, senior citizens. They also come, right? If you go and do Natamastak Pranam, Namaste to them, and that blessing counts. They bless, like we bless our juniors or kids, right? So it's nothing. You mix with any kind of people. You don't, again, you have to keep your title out. You don't say I'm 51 years old. No, you feel that my school days, for an example, my school days was struggle. Though we used to play cricket or gilli danda, right? I mean, but now we don't have that luxury to play tennis, volley, football, right? We study because that mindset was totally different. But the moment I see people, they welcome me as well. Hey, come, sir, come join with us, and right. So that again, you have to remove that particular hat that okay, you are a corporate guy. If you go, no, I am a corporate guy, I should not dance. Hey, I'm a corporate guy, I should not go and play with the kids. Hey, I am a so and so. That ego will damage everything. So
Right.
You have to change your role quickly. If I am a playground player with kids or senior, I should play. Of course, I need to take care of. I should not hard it to anybody. Even I always told them, hey, I'm just came here just to exercise and funny. So they know that. The kids, I mean, they're all taller than me and they can jump and hit the ball, right? So they don't do that. They will do to their peers, right? Not me, right? So they always take care of that. So why I mean to say, the moment you pass one phase to second phase based on the situation, you have to quickly change or adapt to the new environment, right?
Yeah.
The new environment can be hard, can be soft. So how quickly you can adapt, unlearn and learn, that all matters.
Fantastic. Now, moving on, since we are talking about learning, we'll talk about now the education system. So, how should educational institution prepare students for career that may evolve multiple times over their lifetime? Kids of today who are in the school or college, by the time they come out of their higher education and enter into the professional arena, they will actually not. You also mentioned earlier that the career path is no more a ladder. It will constantly evolve. So I see the youngsters to work in different and projects and number of roles throughout their career and not really follow a linear path. But are the educational institution thinking in those directions?
Yeah, no, great question. So educational institution must move beyond only teaching information, or information is everywhere today, right? So they should go beyond only teaching syllabus or course, because information is everywhere today. Because of the social media, we are in internet era, AI era, right? So students need exposure to critical thinking. That is, I think, missing. What does it mean, critical thinking? Let's say, for an example, I will give an example. In corporate environment, there is a room called war room concept. War room. War room means it's really war room without physical fight. What does it mean? Let's say you got a problem, you are not able to get it immediately. So there are few thought leaders. They will put you in a room. Hey guys, this is the war room. Unless until you come out of a solutions, you should not move out of the room. What does it mean? You can take bio break, you can have lunch, drinks, whatever, but you will not leave that room in a specified time bound without having a solution. So students need exposure to critical thinking, communication. That matters a lot. For an example, if I am talking to a European client or UK client, I just try to communicate with their accent, if I can adopt or go slow. We Indians normally talk fast, right? So we have to communicate based on the audience or the buyer, right? So communication, then emotional intelligence, that is very, very critical. Psychological aspect, ethics. For an example, we are a multicultural, multi religion, right? So multi-belief people, we are collaborating. So always we should focus and give respect to ethics. And I told you in the beginning that collaborative nature. Don't think as a competition. The moment you think you are a competitor, you are competing with somebody, then that openness, that collaborative nature should come, right? Even in competition also we can collaborate. Even in competition also we can complement each other. Some portion, maybe 1%, right? Then entrepreneurship. Every job seeker should see that you are not an employee. You should feel you are an entrepreneur. You are going to add value to that organization, right? And interdisciplinary learning. If we can educate students critical thinking, communication, emotional intelligence, ethics, collaboration, entrepreneurship, and interdisciplinary learning, they should also learn how to unlearn and learn in different environments. So the future workforce will require people who can combine technology with humanity innovation and with responsible and ethical and with a ambition, with a purpose. It can be personal social responsibility, it can be corporate, it can be anything, right? So combination of responsible innovation, like we talk about responsible AI, ethical AI, right? These days we broadly focus on that. I talk about in the beginning that, how FaceOff is actually building the digital trust infrastructure. That trust matters a lot. If you are trustworthy, then people will come to you, ask. If you are trustworthy, your senior guy will come and talk to you. Junior guy will come and talk to you. Okay, Damo, I can trust. Dr. Misra, I can trust. So I can come and talk about my problems. I can talk about any new solution or new thing coming up. If they don't trust you or trust me, they may not come to us, right? So organizations or institutions should create environments where curiosity is rewarded more than memorization. You got it? Doesn't mean that I'm memorizing the syllabus, course, going, giving exam. No. That curiosity, interest to learn, that also we have to create an environment in every school, college, university, so that students are encouraged to create that curiosity among them. And that should be rewarded than just being memorized syllabus, going and passing exam.
So you have been very lucky that, of course, you have created your own luck by lot of hard work and lot of trust, which you have actually created through your work, and which is why a lot of your future employers always reached out to you to pivot you from one professional journey to another. But then everybody may not be lucky like you. What are some of the signals professionals should watch for to know that it may be time to pivot? Unlike your journey, I think some of them might actually need that external support.
I always say we all go to our temples, church, mosque, right? If you don't go to a temple, if you don't offer prayers, if you don't go to the priest and ask prasad, the priest is not coming to you and give you prasad, right? We have to take the first step, right? Even though within a large corporate, I have seen a lot of people today, they are struggling because they are not moving from their own boundary of practice or business unit to a different edge because they are limited with their boundary. We go and do a chai pe charcha. We share our lunch box. We go to a canteen and talk, right? But what happened? They always surrounded by their their colleagues, their practice people. They don't go outside of it. If those are the moment, if you're doing a quick walk, saw somebody, hey, hello, how are you? Hey, I'm so and so, I'm from this practice. Let's say I'm talking about all the large company, right? That way you have to connect to people. The moment you will connect people, today you just connected, say, hey, I am Zamtao. Tomorrow if you meet the same person, then you say, hey, what are you doing? Then third day, again, hey, what you want to do, right? So the moment if you connect and create a relationship, that actually, I believe, the future belongs to the T-shape professional. T-shape, T, right? I will tell what is T. You should have a deep expertise in one area. So you have to keep your horizon open, talk to many people, share the ideas or things you should share. I'm not saying that you should share all your intellectual property. No, I'm not saying that. But if you feel that people should know you up to this level, then they will reach out to you if they need something. So you should have a deep expertise in one area. The moment I have a willingness to unlearn and learn, that means I'm learning and I'm becoming expert in one area especially. And but the broad awareness across adjacent domains. For an example, I am in manufacturing. For an example, discrete manufacturing. I should learn the process manufacturing as well. If I know a little bit on the IoT industry 4.0, so I should know about the supply chain, software automation. I'm just giving an example. If I know the digital transformation or agile transformation, right? If I don't know anything on AI, then I can actually learn about AI because without AI thing moving these days, people are asking whether AI expertise in your CV is there or not. Specialization builds credibility, flexibility creates longevity. So for an example, a technology professional today should also understand business. This is also one problem, I'll tell you. A lot of people feel struggling the moment they are becoming 20 years. For an example, I will give an example, nothing wrong on. Somebody is doing testing last 20, 25 years. You feel the testing guy is required here in US, Europe, UK, Canada, because it's automated and I can do a offshore. I can hire a junior guy somewhere in remote place in India or village, he can do testing. Why I need to pay 150K US dollar to a guy sitting in US do the testing? So somebody is doing this similar way of ERP support function, ticketing, right? Why companies should pay? People should understand. You are 20 years into the industry, fine. Then what has stopped you to move out of? Why didn't you learn about the business? Why didn't you learn how to talk to a customer? Why didn't you learn to create a proposal? Why didn't you learn to part of a pre-sales? See, technology is fine. You learn it. After years, you should transition yourself to a pre-sales domain, solutioning, go and present to a customer. Then slowly, if you go to a sales organization, that means you are actually having domain knowledge, technology knowledge. Now you are going, talking to customer and selling. The moment I am a seller for any company, they will love to keep me. My job is always on demand. I need to sell. A crying baby gets milk, we all know. But we are not crying. How will you cry? Nobody will come and pinch you to cry. It is me. I need to pinch myself and cry. Then how that cryness will come? I need to go and talk to, hey, I'm ready to get into a pre-sales role and show that you are a part of pre-sales, solutioning, domain. You are a thought leader. Write something on LinkedIn. Post it. People are there in LinkedIn, but they don't post, they don't like, they don't comment, they don't share. Then how the jobs will come to you? Then one day, the problem people are facing at this moment, not because of the industry problem, because of their own created problem, because they were never thought of coming out of their comfort zone. So depth gives you strength. If I am depth in domain, it gives me strength, absolutely, right? But breadth gives you adaptability. If I'm opening my horizon, wings, then I can definitely, try to fly, then I will fly. So that is the problem. People are having depth knowledge in a one that gives them strength. But that strength, knowledge today is existing or not? That also you need to evaluate. If you are breadth, then definitely it gives you adaptability. If you are adapt to change, that means you will go and change, unlearn and learn. So that is actually missing. And a lot of people above 40, 45, above 50, they are literally struggling.
Fantastic. So just to simply put, you said it is T-shaped professional. So one should have a deep knowledge on one special area or domain, and at the same time keep learning about the adjacent activities or adjacent skills which are
Yes.
related to that particular domain, so that at a given point of time, if there is an opportunity, you can actually pivot into those adjacent areas and then create again more domain knowledge in that particular area. So is my understanding correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll give you another example. For an example, earlier days, people join lesson. I will give you an example. I mean, he's a known and he's now retired. Somebody came from India, did a master's. I'm talking about 1980 when I was only 5 years old. So he came to US. He finished her master's or bachelor's and joined a company called AT&T. We all know AT&T. And now he retired after 35 or 40 years. That time, he joined as a tester, retired as a tester. And in US, it is very famous. People will join as a cashier, retired as a cashier. People will join as a simple engineer, retired as an engineer. But this is not valid today. One company, 35, 40 years, right? That's fine because that is a comfort. I will come at 9, go at 4. Everything is fixed. My morning coffee is fixed. Going to bedtime is fixed. Whining, dining time is fixed. Everything is fixed. I will go for fishing. Everything is fixed. But today, environment is fine. We can go do all these things, but we need to adapt to change. Looking at do you feel I will join one company as a simple customer support engineer or a coder or developer will retire after 35, 40 years as the same? No. I can still can be a CTO of that company. I join as a developer. I can be a chief technology officer of that company. That is possible because I'm adapting, changing, doing, changing, right? Today I'm just simple developer, but tomorrow I can talk about what is next coming after AI. If I can adapt, learn, then definitely I can climb the pyramid. So that is what actually this industry, this evolution, whatever you call it, the transformation needs. We should actually adapt to the change
Fantastic.
coming up.
Yeah, so I think we almost covered most of the points. So last one. So if you had to define the future ready professional in one sentence, what qualities would that person possess?
I love this question. So I'll put it my way. A future ready professional is someone who combines continuous learning, adaptability, emotional intelligence, ethical thinking, critical thinking, and the courage to create meaningful impact beyond themselves. Let me repeat. Beyond themselves, they have to create a meaningful impact. If I am talking to an interviewer, giving interview, I should not sell myself saying what you give me, then only I can do. You should say, you are at X, I will create something that you will get X plus 1 or X plus 2 or 3. That impact value creation is very much required. And people should see at your action, how you speak, how you talk, and how is your critical thinking. It's not only syllabus-based thinking. So the future ready professional should adapt all those things. Continuous learning, adaptability, unlearn, learn, emotional intelligence, collaboration, relationship, thinking, critical thinking, and the courage to create a meaningful impact beyond themselves. Then only I think we all can sustain, we all can grow together.
Fantastic. So as always, very, very useful and real life examples you shared today during this conversation, and I'm sure we'll have a conversation around your new
Yes. That's
organization
all.
as well at some time, so that we will learn about what's happening new in that particular domain. And thank you for your time today. Thanks for having all the patience in terms of preparing and spending time with us to share your knowledge.
No worry, Dr. Mishra. It's always a pleasure to be with you. And I am also learning from you and the way you are actually creating an impact through India Career Center. And you are also growing. And thank you very much for writing that book. And so absolutely, you are doing a fantastic job, especially for professionals, right? And early career professionals. And so I love what you are doing and keep doing it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Namaskar.
you. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. We sincerely wish you could take something from our conversation today and be able to apply it to your life in a positive way. We value your feedback. This can help us improve our future episodes. So share your thoughts to serve you better. If you want us to focus on a topic which you think is of importance, let us know. We will share our expertise in future episodes. So, see you soon with a new topic and help you in your career journey.